What's important to know is if we shift our hiring mechanics away from what people did to what people can do, I think we hire more diverse implicitly and we hire better. This has been everywhere. I think people wanted me to react to this because we talked about resumes and stuff before, and I have changed my opinion because of a few things I've read literally on this stream. So the software engineer had their resume versus a fake resume with a bunch of buzzwords and like shit that didn't exist in their actual resume. Like they talk about all this different experience they had. Apparently, this is a Rickroll if you click this link, so there's even meme shit. And this is obviously Angelina Lee, so being in a frat just typically is not something you would have a woman do. They would typically be in a sorority. So all sorts of crazy shit, here's them working at Instagram, Zillow, LinkedIn, Microsoft. And they ended up getting responses back from all sorts of different big name companies, which makes us beg the question, right? Why do we have this kind of shit in our hiring process when really we shouldn't be hiring based off these fucking buzzwords, right? Because this doesn't tell us anything other than like what they're like, some work experience, some accomplishments, but what about the job that we want them to do, right? What happens to that point? Like, why are they getting calls back from these recruiters throwing in random shit into your CV, into your resume, simply so, you get a call back from a recruiter? Like, isn't there some situation where we should be able to, like, get ourselves away from this kind of shit? Well, a man out there, Roy Keys, has convinced me a different hiring practice, and that is don't look at the resumes. If you are at a company that promotes like filtering people down through resume search, there are probably only a very handful of times where this would be a good thing, right? If it's a position that seems like very open to everyone and you're expecting a high volume of candidates, right? Like at the Reds, for an internship position, we can see anywhere between 500 to 1,000 applicants for sometimes one internship role. Having some sort of filters, some sort of resume filtering, maybe that would be advantageous then. In my opinion, the majority of spots, and especially in the world of data or the world of tech, they are specialized. There are better ways to screen people. And what Roy suggests, which is what I will be doing for the rest of my career if I can so choose for it, is to design like a problem set that adequately matches what you're going to be doing at the job. Then theoretically, people who do well on your problem set, they don't need the resume. They're just doing well. They just fit because they did the work in the way you and your team have rubriced and evaluated it out. And it doesn't have to be so elaborate that people have to spend hours and hours on it. It could be however you want it to be. My future endeavor for hiring people will always start with this step. I'm going to spend time to craft the entry-level base requirements needed for the job around the technical assessment. Because I don't care if you are someone who went to Nowhere State University. You're going to be put on the same level of competition for the job as everyone else, including people who didn't get a chance to go to Nowhere State University, including people who had to learn it through their own programs and ways that they could, through people who learned it solely through YouTube and blogs. In the end, it's just who did the problem the way we graded it out to be. And step 2, there's going to be another technical screening, and that's where we get the cuts. It might be a little more work, but I fucking guarantee you it's more fair. What's important to know is if we shift our hiring mechanics away from what people did to what people can do, I think we hire more diverse implicitly, and we hire better. Good employees come from anywhere and everywhere.